What's up, YouTube? What's going on? Man, everybody, you know how it goes. Everybody wanted me to chime in on this Shannon Sharpe situation. You know, I've always said, man, that's an ugly situation, man. We're going to get into that in just a minute, man. Hey, man, make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure that y'all follow the channel for all of the good stuff that we're going to be talking about live on this show, man. You know, homosexual tapes, 19-year-old girl, man. Everybody want to hear my take on it, so I'm finna give it to y'all, man. Make sure that you get, before we talk about that, and before we get that precedence, make sure that you get your 3 W's. You know, you can overcome all of this stuff, man, if you get your 3 W, man. Make sure you get some good words, some spiritual feed your mind with something, and feed your body. Your 3 W's. You know, get your 30-minute word, get your 30-minute wisdom, and get your 30-minute workout daily, man. What's happening, man? What's going on, man? We got to tap into what I think about Shannon Sharpe. What I think about Shannon Sharpe. I'm going to go back a little bit for y'all. Man, I used to love Shannon, man. I used to love Shannon Sharpe. I used to think he was, up and coming, maybe the biggest star. I think he could have surpassed Stephen A. and Skip because of his trajectory if he would have stayed the course. But I think that he messed up. There's a couple things he messed up. I think he messed up by, and a lot of people gonna want to argue, man. You know, put your comments in the comment section, and I'll respond to who I can respond to. But I think that he messed up first of all when he left Undisputed with Skip Bayless. I thought that was a bad move on his part. But you know how it goes. You know, sometimes you can listen to the noise, and the noise will make you react versus respond. And I think that he reacted versus responded to the noise instead of having his own opinion and be able to respectfully disagree. Because you got to also understand that, you know, Skip Bayless was a made man in the industry. And then not only on top of that, you know, Skip Bayless was not a lazy host. He studied and he did his work. And one thing Shannon has to know that he did, and the reason why they had such good chemistry is because he did that. And I think that when, you know, and then his show, man, when he first started, he had the best podcast on TV, in my opinion, best sports podcast on TV. And I said that. But you know, I still say to this day, and I don't, you know, some people agree, some people disagree. A lot of people disagree with me when I first said it, you know. But I said that when he did that Cat Williams interview, as much publicity and much as he thought that was a great thing, I think that was the demise and the downfall of his career. I think that was the demise of his career, that one interview that he did. Kind of like the one interview that Arsenio Hall did with Farrakhan, Louis Farrakhan. Great interview with Cat Williams. But I think it was I don't think that the one that Arsenio Hall did with Farrakhan was low-hanging fruit. He was just censored, and they just didn't, white America just wasn't having Farrakhan. But I think that the interview that he did, that Shannon Sharpe did with Cat Williams, was definitely low-hanging fruit. And I think that even though it got a bunch of views, it got a bunch of conspiracy, and we tie everything that happened in 2024 to that particular interview. Oh, my man, Cat Williams said it, man, you know. But guess what? I think that was the beginning to an end. Was the beginning to an end. I don't even watch Shannon no more. I don't even watch him no more. And he had grown to be my favorite. After that interview, I don't even watch him no more. Unfortunately, you know. And it's nothing personal. I just, and it wasn't that was a bad interview, and I enjoyed the Cat Williams interview just like everybody else. But I just think that killed his career. I think that had really killed his trajectory for being number one in his career. And that's my take on it. And now, with this 19-year-old, sleeping with the 19-year-old, you know, I'm not going to profess to be some saint when it comes to sleeping with women. But I do believe that making a 19-year-old your girlfriend for some years or over a year, oh man, that's real reckless. And that also represents the kind of energy that you entertain. Let me repeat myself. That also represents the kind of energy that you're willing to entertain for an extended period of time. You know, allegedly the homosexual sex tape. We don't even have to say allegedly on the 19-year-old girl, because not only did she put out tapes with you guys in her defense, you put out tapes of you guys in your defense, which I think was a real overreaction and really stupid, because the reason why, it takes two to tango. It takes two to tango. And when you rush to your defense like that, it actually makes you look more guilty than innocent. It actually makes you look more guilty than innocent. And I know, and you know, Tony Buzzman, he's probably a piece of shit too. I don't really have, I don't know him, I don't know what it is, but he looks like a money grab to me. I agree with that, you know. But I also agree I believe that, Shannon, you are laying in your bed and harvest time is coming. Harvest time is coming. You are in the algorithms, brother. This is a message personally to Shannon. You are in the algorithm, brother. You can keep attacking it, or you can use the algorithms to flip and to benefit you. You can use the algorithms to turn a negative into a positive. You have to stop the low-hanging fruit. You have to stop the low-hanging fruit, Shannon. And each and every one of us, including myself, will reap the harvest that we plant, that will receive the harvest that we plant. But let me tell you about a harvest. A harvest is not for the tree. The fruit is not for the tree. It's for everybody else to eat off of. So you're going to either feed them good fruit or you're going to feed them bad fruit. or either your fruit is going to fall to the ground and rot. It's up to you, Shannon. It's up to you, Shannon. Yeah, I just wanted to give my thoughts on that. And, I'm not interested in even so much getting into the homosexual sex tape, allegedly, whatever. I don't get into all of that. That's not my style. That's not my soliloquy. That's not me. And I'm not even interested in entertaining that part. But I do want to say that you are the company you keep. So if you keep 19-year-old company, if I'm not talking about for a moment, but I'm talking about as you create real relationships with these type of people, man, that only speaks volumes of who you are, Shannon. That only speaks volumes of who you are. Each and every one of us, man, this is a lesson to each and every one of us. Each and every one of us, we got to be mindful of the company we keep. We have to be mindful of the people who we spend our day with, who we talk to, who we share with, who we congregate with, who we're in union with, who we agree with. And there's nothing wrong with no 19-year-old girl, man. I'm not taking nothing from the young lady, for negative, positive. She look like she about her business, but getting money or whatever. Hey, man, it just is what it is. It is what it is. And it's up to you, me, to understand that, is this the vibration I'm on? Is this the right company in this moment? Can I build, can I grow with this? And trust me, there's plenty of people who can grow with that young lady and build with that young lady. But I just don't believe you can. And I don't have nothing against no young women, because I date young women. I don't even want to date nothing my age. I don't even want to date nothing my age, Shannon, so I get it. At 19, 20 years old, Jesus, Shannon, Jesus. That might be a bit much, brother. That might be a bit much. Hey, man, Shannon, I just suggest to you to get your 3 W's, man. Get you some word, some wisdom, and your workout. 7 days a week, like I do, man. Not saying that my thoughts and my opinions are correct or incorrect, but they're just my thoughts and my opinions. And I just wanted to share them to you and the world on how I feel about the Shannon Sharpe situation, man. Man, make sure all of y'all, man, tune into the Gas Station Podcast, the Gas Station Fuel and Ground, for the mind, the body, and the soul. Your word, your wisdom, and your workout, man. It's the Fuel and Ground, man. We filling up, we fueling, and we just kicking it. We just kicking it, And guess what? In this moment, financially, Shannon is doing way better than me. I'm not doing bad, but he's doing way better than me. And I'm not even talking about financial or anything else. I'm just talking about, creating unwarranted problems that shouldn't exist, and getting off of your path to greatness. Everything you did was on a path to greatness, from your football career to as a childhood growing up in poverty and overcoming that, to even your career in media, man. You were on it, man. You were on it, man. Hey, man. I don't know what turned the table for you. I don't know what direction you chose to go, but the direction you chose to go, you know, we all fall off the beaten. We all fall off the beaten path sometime, but that don't mean you have to stay there. Shannon, get it together, get back, get your life back in order, get your show back, get your program back. You in the algorithms, brother. You in the algorithms. Now, what are you gonna do with you in the algorithm? Because the negativity put you in the algorithm. Now you can either crash and burn, or you can use the algorithms to get you back on track, on trajectory to being the very best. You're the very best, man. And when you get me back watching your show again, I know you're the very best, man. You know, but you have took that away. At least in my opinion. In my opinion, man. These are my thoughts on Shannon Sharpe, man. Get your 3 W's, man. Shannon, keep your head up, man. You in the algorithms, man. You know, you can use it for your advantage, or you can use it for your demise, man. It's up to you, man. Hey, man, YouTube, man. Shannon. Hey, said it's the gas.